All right, so hello and welcome to, well, I don't know what to call it, but nonetheless, 2016 Transparency Stats Report of sorts. Essentially, I'm going to go over behind the scenes statistics of what I get to see of all my stats, of all my videos performance, and views and comments and dislikes and everything. So anyhow, essentially, we will start off with watch time. Rather impressive, even though it needs to be worlds and worlds and worlds more. But rather impressive. Watch time for 2016. And all of these stats are 2016 as a whole, the whole year. I kicked things off in April, and it took a long time to find the anime niche or niche or whatever. Probably at least 1, 2, 3 months to start finding it, because I started off with the gaming stuff, and that went nowhere. But the anime took off, so I've zoned in on it over time, and stuck to it, and I will keep continuing on with that. Anime will be the primary. But anyhow, watch time, 85,906 minutes of watch time on my videos for the year on this channel. Cool guy for you. That is the equivalent, roughly, to 3,579 episodes of anime that we watch together in terms of the quantity of time. So, and if you boil that down further, that's like 143 bigger anime shows we watch together, full-size season, 25 episoder or whatever, 24-25 episoder, and essentially that would be about double for like a smaller size anime. So like a 12 episoder would be probably like 300. So shows that we've watched together. Average view duration, 3 minutes 20 seconds. In all likelihood, that is probably due to no footage of anime and no audio of the anime, I suppose. So it's like the difference between the reason why the numbers there that high is because of my subscribers and people who are loyal followers, the loyalists, and the reason why it's not higher is because of the no footage, the no audio of the anime, and people are just get in, get out, they're done. So anyhow, views, the total amount of views for the year, 25,735. Pretty good for a first year in anything, trying to find a good zone. But we need 250,000 views, or 25 million in this next year, 2017 here, which it is right now for this video. Anyhow, the estimate revenue, I'm not going to necessarily share, but it was more than it was a little bit more than I thought it was going to be, because of the holiday season. Probably people were buying stuff up. That gave me a little bit of a boost for December. As a whole for the year, it was essentially a pretty fair fine hour wage, but I've put way more time into it than a single hour. The the reaction time, let alone the editing time of editing videos, hundreds and thousands of times of edits, just bonkers. The amount of likes, 782 likes. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good, considering, no footage, no audio of anime. The dislikes are 68. Dislikes are 68. That's quite a bit different than the almost 800 likes. About 70 versus about 800 likes, dislikes to likes. And of course the dislikes are, mostly because of the no footage of audio anime. And other than that, it's probably because I botched something, or I botched an important moment that people care about. But anyhow, comments, quite a number were mine, but a lot of people comment, and the comments are picking up more and more, which is interesting, as the subs are, so that's good. Comments 672. So I would think I probably have a number of those comments, but so maybe I probably have 200 of those. The rest are probably from the viewers. I don't know, but shares 77. That's pretty good. To have any shares at all, I think is really good. That's probably really rare to get any shares, from what I've seen with my channel, so very much appreciated. Videos and playlists. Now that's not total amount of videos, that's the video count in playlists, and I've had multiple in different playlists, and that's 998. Not really an important stat. Subscriber count for the year ended at 136. We hit, I talk about it elsewhere. So 136 in a year, that's pretty good. We need that to absolutely multiply. We need to get to 250, we need to get to 500, we need to get to 1,000, and then we need to get on the path to 10,000. So once we get to 10,000, I think we'll be hunky-dory. But it's just about the blood, sweat, and tears to try and get to that point, I have tried like heck, like no tomorrow. Tried creating boatloads of content, but we're gonna keep it a little bit more capped so we don't botch processing the information, zoning out too much. But anyhow, geography. So here's some interesting stuff. The United States accounted for 29% of my views. Japan accounted for 22% of my views. Germany accounted for 5.3% of my views. The United Kingdom, the UK, accounted for 3.4% of my views. And Taiwan came in at 5th, accounting for 2.9% of my views. That's pretty interesting. Japan, you gotta get back to number 1 on my views. I think they were at some point, or at least for certain months. I think they were. Gender, this is interesting. 87% male views. 13% female views. I think that's pretty good, to have some sort of quantity from the opposite gender as any sort of vlogger. I think that's a really good to have. It's a really good sign. Anyhow, traffic source. Where do I get my traffic? 26% is from playlists. So that's from essentially my subscribers. They go from one to the next. So that accounts for a lot. And it's actually quite even. Suggested video. So if somebody's watching a reaction to this and they see a suggested video, or get a suggested video in the sidebar there, like if you accidentally search up an anime when you're doing a reaction to said anime, and stupid spoilers start popping up on the right. When you go to a video, that's where that comes from. Suggested video is 25%. YouTube search is 15% of my traffic. So, and you know, I've done really, really, really well doing the keywords. I've slaved away on those this whole time, doing as good of keywording as I can with those for people to find them. I might way ease up on that. To have a little bit less burnout from it. So, and other traffic sources is at 34%. So I don't even know where most of it comes from. 34%. But playlist is 26%, suggested video 25%, search on YouTube is 15%, other is 34%. I don't even know what it is, but other sources than that, maybe off of YouTube searches, maybe that, who knows, but it's rather intriguing. So device views on a device. Interesting stuff. And we're getting closer to the end, I suppose. Device views. Computer or PC is 64% of my views, as would be expected. Surprisingly, 27, very surprisingly, 27% of my views are from mobile. People's phones or mobile devices. Well, probably mobile phones. 27% when I don't have the footage or the audio of anime. Huh. That's really interesting to ponder. But that's just views. That means they were looking for this or that reaction with the footage, and I suppose 7.8% is tablets, 1% is console, and 0.2% is TV. So I got some views from somebody's TV. You know, they hooked it up and had one of those types of TVs. So, and 0.2% is from other device sources. So, and then watch time dominates further with PCs at 82%. So yeah, definitely PC would be what I would expect by far. Age, most watch time by age. Very interesting. 43% of the watch time is the 25 to 34-year-old range. Now, that's interesting because in case of any potential younger audience. On a certain basis and on other basis, I've tried to be a really good influence. I've tried not to swear ever. I've, no silly promotion of this or that. No drink, no smoke, no alcohol, no nothing. None of that. Don't do any of that. No drugs, no nothing. Just, if anything, I got water. And I, stupidly ate a number of times on cam, just trying to be casual and get normal to the camera, normalized to the camera, and just be casual. But that's a no-no with reacting. So yeah, 43% in the 25 to 34-year-old range, 33% in the 18 to 24-year-old range. And I'll just give a hilarious additional stat for watch time. 0.2% of watch time was from people who are over 65 years old. I don't know what that would be in terms of watch time, because I said the watch time, but nonetheless, if you want to calculate that out for me, feel free. And I'll just add in a couple more things. Countries, the number of countries that have viewed my videos, my reactions on this channel, I believe it was 129. I'm not sure, because I wrote it down after I had seen the page, but nonetheless, I think it was 129. If it wasn't 129, it was probably 119, but I think it was 129. Let's just say it is for our ego. Definitely a good idea. Donations, nothing, absolutely diddly squat, because for around 9 months here, well, yeah, quite very, 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 very much around 9 months. Back in April I began, so very much around 9 months ago. I have just focused so much on content, I never made a donation route available, but it is available now on my page. I didn't want to go to the Patreon route. It overcomplicated things, and I didn't want it to tie me down from focusing on content. So yeah, the donation is definitely available, of which I will do a different video on that. It's kind of awkward to do a video on that, but anyhow. And lastly, I would like to get to subgrowth rates. So, as I said, like the 15th of April, so like 4/15, we kicked things off. And it took, 3-4 months apparently, because we had 10 subscribers on 8/7, which is 115 days later. And then we hit 25 subscribers about a month later on 9/11, which is 36 days later, which was 150% increase in a month, which is good. Then for 50 subscribers, it took until 10/15, which is 35 days later. So that was 100% growth in about a month, which was really, really, really good. And then we hit 100 subscribers on 11/30. So 47 days later, took quite a bit more, but that was 100% growth. So now we just have the mystery unknown of when we're going to get to 250. But at one point, as far as I knew, it was estimated at the end of March. But anyhow, it took us 233 days to get from 1 to 100 subscribers. lot of 2016 was wasted trying to find a groove that worked. And the groove that worked was anime reactions. I love seeing them, and I also like making them. So I hope to give really good reactions, whatever the case, amusing, funny, whatever, tearjerker, tearing up, or in any case, amuse people, entertain people through this sort. So, and certainly just stunned to these huge moments, big reveals. It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. And another thing to note is I actually started off with 1 subscriber. Not necessarily when I started the channel in 06. I think it was around Halloween, from what I remember. But the interesting thing is at some point along the line, it took me 10 years to get around to starting the channel, but from when I had created it. But 1 subscriber along that 10-year period subbed to me when I had no content, and it was like a music or audio channel. They give free music or whatever. But anyhow, in summary, 3,579 episodes we watched together. People, animaniacs. People are really, really passionate about anime. Clearly. This was without me including any, anime footage or audio. Amazing passion. Absolutely amazing passion. Absolutely awesome. And caring so much about being so passionate about anime, wanting to see other people's reactions to it and all that sort. Getting invested into anime, caring about this or that anime. I can't care about them all, and be a fan of every single one, but there's always going to be differences, and I can't hail them all at the top of my, top 3 or top 5 or top 10. We're going to differ and disagree everywhere, but nonetheless, it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. 3,579 episode equivalent. Absolutely amazing. So, just an amazing amount of passion. And I can understand. It's like a social thing. And it's like an amplification of the product. It's like an amplification because it adds that social element of, as though you sit down with your friend and you've seen the anime and you want to see a total reaction, a super worthy reaction, worthwhile reaction to these huge moments or these tearjerker moments or whatever the case, these insane action-packed, hype-worthy, hernia-worthy moments, whatever the case. Or you just want speculation upon mystery anime, or someone to be creeped out about a creepy anime, it's just that social aspect of it. It's an amplification. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyhow, I think I'm just way rambling at this point. So, yeah. 85,906 minutes watch time. 3,579 episode equivalent watched. 25,735 views. 136 subs for the year. A lot of effort, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, lots of toil, lots of trying to brute force content, quantity of content. I overdid it, so I will tone down, try to keep way better focus on things. But there's a world of anime I want to get to. So anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for something else. I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.